Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here, engulfed in my lab and my books, doing what I do for you. Oh, I'm about to hit you with a double banger. I got information from two different books, but good stuff. Let's go. You know how we do it. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission. Yep, and that's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. I'm gonna give you everything you need to make that happen. So you see where I'm going with this? Let's get that together. I got you. So the question is, do you know you? When I'm get done, you will. So a person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not. Did I just do this? And know not that they know not? Oh no, excuse me. Yes, I did. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Right thinkers. Let's talk. Oh, my goal is to get all right thinkers to know that self. Well, what happened there? I'm discombobulated right now. Having brain freeze. Okay, where we at now? A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not, person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to Maya, be true. I'm in Egypt. Right thinker, let's talk about the history of the people of Kemet, Egypt, and Nubia. You don't hear too much about them, but let's talk about Egypt. And this is a book, Egypt Revisited, by Ivan Van Sertima, and I got his autograph in here somewhere if you can see it. But it says, oh, that's the page, excuse me. There it is. Okay, 1993, February 26th. Okay, this was one of my favorite books back in the day. Information of the Wazoo. And I'm gonna show you this because I want to show you that we knew who we were and we knew who they were. Okay? You got three sets of people. Okay? I'm gonna break it down for you right quick before I get the lesson. I want you to understand. We had no confusion of who he was. This is a painting from the tomb from Ramses III from 1200 BCE. Shows that the Egyptians saw themselves as blacks and painted themselves as such without possible confusion with the Indo-Europeans, which Caucasoids or Semites. It is a representation, of what the races in their most minute differences, which ensures the accuracy of the colors throughout their entire history. The Egyptians never entertained the fantasy of portraying themselves by types B and D, which is the European and the Semite. Here you go right here. Look at the texture of the hair. Look at the body. B and D. B is the Indo-European and D is the Semite. Okay, we know there's a difference. And the Nubian and the Egyptians, pretty much the same. They were brothers and sisters. They were pretty much, and I got the information for you right now to break that to you. But I got some stuff out here I got for you too. So yeah, we got history. I will bring it to you where you can understand it and maybe you can do something with it. Why? Because it's ours. We had the Questel, the world's oldest monarchy. They found the artifacts in Nubia. Okay, right quick. On March 1st, 1979, okay, the New York Times lived up to its slogan, all the news that's fit to print. That was the slogan back then. And when it featured a cover story of earth-shaking significance, watch this. The article was written by Bryce Riesenberger, a science writer for the Times, and was entitled Ancient Nubian Artifacts. So they got people over there studying, okay, what's this? And yield evidence of what? The earliest monarchy. The article recanted the archaeological discovery of the late archaeologist Dr. Keith Seeley, who served as the director of the University of Chicago's Oriental Institute of Nubian Expedition in 1962. So they had been in Nubia for a long time. Okay, studying, digging stuff up. But Professor Keith Seeley and Bruce Williams discovered artifacts in Nubia which supported, watch this, pre-dynastic birthplace of pharaonic civilization in ancient Nubia city called Questal. Although the discoveries, watch this, now here's the game part, were made around in 1964. They made this discovery, this information. And the news of the information was not made public until, you ready? 1979. From 1962 to 1979, that information didn't nobody care. No publication other than the Times devoted any appreciable space to Dr. Seeley's archaeological research and find. Didn't care, man, the big deal, whatever. Okay. But Dr. Seeley's expedition in a dramatic race against time directed its research in an area that soon would be flooded by the rising water of the Lake Lhasa. Now, Lake Lhasa is a spot in Nubia. Okay? And what happened is when they built the dam, your boy, the Aswan Dam, and what happened? It flooded the spot up, was created by newly constructed Aswan Dam. And the Seeley team, concentrated its efforts in Upper Egypt, in an area north of the Sudanese border, in an ancient Nubian site called Tasseti, meaning the first place, meaning older than Egypt, their big brother. And the reason why I say that, because when Egypt got in trouble, when he got his big brother, don't we all got somebody we can go get? When I got in trouble, I wouldn't got my father. I didn't have no big brothers at the time, so I wouldn't got my old man. But Tasseti, and who were they? They was what? They was emphatically, what's this? They was known and referred to as, you ready? The land of the Bow people. When you see in the movie 300, when my man has the Bow people, that was them. Okay, let you know when they come, they can cloud out the sun with the arrow that they're gonna bring at you. So that was the concept. They were the Bow people concept. All right, but this name was the earliest hieroglyphic depiction for Nubia, the southernmost known of the province of Kemet, and it referred to the skilled archers of ancient Nubia. There were some bad boys with them bow and arrows, okay? They weren't spear chuckers. They was archers, all right? But more than five, okay, long story short, I call this fluff because it's just information. If you're really into this stuff, you're into it. But I want to get to the good stuff, so I got to slide through this a little bit. I'm going to let you know ahead of time. There's a whole bunch of information about this, that, and the third. But recently, I'm going to skip to and jump ahead. Now, Egypt, okay, here you go. As a result of the current research, Williams feels that Nubia can no longer be looked upon as an appendage of Egyptology, and a stepsister to ancient Kemet, but as independent field of archaeological study. They had their own thing going on, And recently analyzed artifacts suggest what? That the first Nubian civilization developed around 1300 BC. That's before the Greeks got involved at 200 BC. Everything starts with the Greeks in 3200. No, it didn't. No. We have information to the contrary, and that's one of them right there. They started around 38 BC, and guess what? Nubia lasted longer than Egypt. You know that? Watch this. It lasted until approximately 652 ACE. Egypt's last temple was taken down in 600 ACE. So they got us about 50-something years. But okay, let's go. Although the civilization of Nubia, nobody talks about it that much, and Kemet emerged around the same time, pretty much. All right, but we knew that Nubia was the more. We just remember Egypt wasn't the first. We just kept records. We got all the records of everybody before us. We learned how to keep records and document. We put it in stone. We put it in papyrus. We had it everywhere. Okay, so information that we got was given to us from somebody. We just didn't have it. Again, they telling you the Nubians. Okay, and watch this. Break down a quick one. See the picture right here. When you see all your castles, excuse me, that's a building from the 12th dynasty, I think it is, or the 18th. I get to that. Okay, that's a dynasty, the 12th dynasty. Although one would not normally associate what? Castles with what? Africans. Why? We spear chucking, we eating people, all that nonsense in the jungle, right? No, okay? We had builders of architecture, builders of institutions of learning, higher learning, okay, temples. Watch this. In the 12th dynasty, circa 1900 BCE. That's what we was doing then. Fortifications were erected in Nubia, where near the area now referred to as they call the Second Cataract. These castles, again, castles were formidable and were equipped with drawbridges, moats, and fortified entries. When you see the Gothic, you see all the British, all the England, they got all that from us. And how about this? They got the wall called Benin, the Great Wall of Benin. Got the Great Wall of China beat. Okay, but they call that the Great Wall. Moving on. So I got a little history stuff I just throw out there for you. So watch this. This was in 1900 BCE. These fortresses were like walled cities and contained hundreds of people and facilities for what? Sleeping, cooking, and storage, right? Another archaeological design unique to the Nile Valley was what? What they call verandas. The Babylonians had the hanging gardens that was up in the air. They kept the water going to the irrigated water, so they had the floating hanging gardens. Out of the 7 wonders of the world, the only one still standing is the pyramid. Ding, 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 little tidbit. But they call the verandas. Why? Because many of the brick homes that were built in Nubia contained porches and patios. Okay, way back then. And this architectural feature was brought to what? America. Where? From Africa. I know that because I'm a Mason. I know the 5 steps of architecture. And this architect feature was brought to America. Watch this. And when? Colonial times. And had profound impact on what? The development of architecture in the southern states. Everybody wanted this lifestyle. Okay, and that's what you see mostly when you go down south. Okay, the rich white man, that's what they wanted. Moving on, the slave masters. The earliest period was this of Nubia civilization, classified as a group circa 3800 BCE to 31 BCE, and this culture was succeeded by a second called C group circa 23 BCE to 15 BCE, and both groups are said to have flourished in the lower Nubia, where the south, above the Third Cataract, a group what they call Kerma culture developed around 2000 to 1550 BCE, and this monarchy was referred to in the Kemetic records of the Old Kingdom as the what? Ancient Kingdom of Kush. There they go. That's the bad boys right there. Okay? During the 3rd century BCE, the heartland of Nubia civilization was located further south where the Meroe and what the Meroitic civilization circa 200 BCE to 300 ACE group of nomads as well known for what its temples and the Musawacha, Sofra, Naga, or Maru, and its many royal pyramid tombs. A 2,000-year-old sandstone tablet which discovered in what 1963. Again, more information about Nubia that wasn't nobody caring about. It may hold the key to what deciphering the Meroitic writing system, which closely related what the Medjugorje. They was right next door, hieroglyphics as the Greeks called it. But the last known great Nubian culture was what a Balani or X group, circa 250 to 550 ACE, and the tombs of this civilization were found in Lower Nubia, excavated in 1930s. Of all the numerous items, Nubia, the most significant they found, they call the where is it? The incense holder. I couldn't get that out of my mind. And the discovery in earth was a stone incense burner, which was found in the valley of Questal, the ancient capital of Nubia, kingdom called Tarseti. And engravings on the side of the incense burner are scenes depicting the following. Let me show you a picture of this right here. This tells a story. Okay, that's how they wrote. And down here, we got to talk about this right here. Can I get a clear picture of that? Right here. You see a guy sitting in the boat. Okay. You see the bird. You see this nine-pointed star. That's the flower. That was represented by Sachet, the female companion to Tahuti, not Maya. Sorry about that. I had to get that in. But yeah, it tells a story. Discovered in the earth. Watch this. The ancient Nubian kingdom, Tarseti, engraving instance as Sirek. Sirek is like the cartouche or the wren, with your name inside of it, and it controls you. And then you got the falcon-headed god, Haru, which substantiates the southern Nubia origins. They had the same gods. They had the Holy Royal Trinity, which consisted of Asar, Aset, and Haru. They shared the same philosophical beliefs in their God, the mythological concept, and a representation of God or Pharaoh wearing what? Your traditional fake beard, the crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, okay, while what? Sitting in a boat headed toward the royal palace. Kefri, they found a boat in his, I told you, in his grave, and it's still functionable. Moving on, that's the concept. But he had elements of the iconograph, which were later to become an integral part of Kemetic writing and art. And again, where we at? As a result of the reexamination of the data, which means they got information. What's this? And concerning ancient Nubia, many scholars have concluded that the Nubians were an extremely sophisticated people. They built cities, roads, and temples comparable to those of the people, their kinship, Kemet, Egypt, in the north. It has even been suggested, that by one researcher, that there were more pyramids constructed in Nubia than is in Kemet. Okay, unfortunately, the likelihood of further archaeological studies of Questal or any other site in Nubia is all but now impossible. Why? Because Egypt got tired of outsiders coming in, digging up stuff, and getting rich and famous, so they keeping it all for themselves now. They going to do the excavation, which is a good idea. I ain't got a problem with that, because many of the primary areas of investigations now lie under at least, again, even 200 feet of water. Why? The dam flooded it out. So they'll never know what's under there, Lake Nasser, they called it. And this man-made lake covers an area of approximately 1,550 square miles, man-made. And it's the second largest man-made lake in the world. Since 1981, the Nubian lake is then sometimes called what? Has covered an area which extends from the Sixth Cataract, that's areas along the Nile, beyond the Fifth. It is average wide, 6 miles wide, and 150 miles. Its average width is 6 miles, and it is 50 miles wide in some areas. 1/3 of the waters from the lake cover northern Sudan, and remaining 2/3 blanket southern Egypt. They all share the water. Now, the Nubians, let's talk about them right quick. No, I got to give them their own props because I got to get some good information on the Nubians. So I'm going to wrap this up with what? In addition to the displacement of human beings, a total 18 ancient temples were dismantled in Nubia for the Aswan Dam. Dispersed the people all over everywhere. They end up going to what? Their remains were found in museums in Madrid, Spain, Rome, Italy, Holland, New York City, United States. These temples were presented as gifts to who? Those nations that assisted them in the construction of the Aswan Dam. So there's no way to estimate the total number of temples and tombs which now lie beneath Lake Nasser, nor is there any way of knowing many secrets that these structures currently have. No, one thing is current, one thing is certain, because of the creation of the Aswan Dam, the world now will never have opportunity to study the full impact Africans from the southern Nile Valley area had on the development of ancient Kemet and subsequent civilizations. They lost a lot of stuff. We lost Egypt when your boy Alexander came and burned up all the damn stuff. So we all lost information that'll never be regained. But that's a lesson in our history. I got some more for you. We're going to talk about the Nubians. Straight, good information. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. This is your history. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back in the closing, right, thinkers? May y'all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers passed away. But at least you know yourself.